wine, especially I think maybe more so red wine.
Mhm.
Than
Absolutely.
anything
Mhm.
else. And I think it's interesting because you're a health and wellness expert, Lynn, and you are now talking to us about clean crafted wine. So I'm chomping at the bit. I cannot wait to hear more about what it is that you have to offer. But before you dive right into that, can you share with our audience today um, who you are and what you do. And just before you do that, let me introduce us. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Ladies Power Lunch. Thank you so much for joining us. Today on Free Gift Friday, we have the lovely, the wonderful Lynn Gallant. She is such a dear friend of mine. She really, really is close to my heart, and I'm so excited to share her with you today. So, Lynn, will you tell us who are you and what do you do?
Who am I? Well, I am expanding and growing every day, but I am a health and nutrition educator, but I have expanded my platform to be one with wholeness. So I help people find wholeness in their lives. And what that really means is making steps toward healthier lifestyles. And that is why I am here. I loved how you introduced and made that comment about wine and wine maybe being a little healthy for us and maybe red wine being a little healthier for us and what is clean crafted. So that is why I selected this particular product to add to my portfolio because it was so exciting to me. I'm a wine lover and
Awesome.
always felt that it has a place in my life one way or another. So I'm curious to know why you're curious.
Yeah, so Dee and Dina and Robin, I want to invite you to unmute. I'm so glad that you guys joined us today. And I was wondering, Dee, what was it that made you feel like, you know what, let me join this call today. Let me hop on. What was it? Hi, Kathy.
I love my wine, but sometimes when I drink it, it gives me a headache. And I know it has a lot to do with not being clean crafted. So I wanted to find out more.
Okay, excellent, excellent. And Kathy's joining us. Welcome, Kathy. Um, Dina, what about you? What was the reason you thought of joining us over here today?
Well, I've actually had some of this wine and it
Oh,
was magnificent. So I'm actually wanting to learn more about the other types of wines that she has and just learning more about the company and how they're creating this vegan wine.
excellent, excellent. Robin, how about you? What was your reason for thinking this would be a good call for you to join?
Yeah, well, one, I love Lynn, and
Yes,
we're
we all
actually
do though.
talking about doing like collaborating a girls' night inward wine party. So in order to do that, I want to learn about the product, of course, and also my sister and I have been focusing a lot on our health during quarantine, and we've been trying to find more wines that are sulfite free and free from that are clean and organic, and it's not as easy to find at the store. If it is, there's like maybe two. And I love wine. I'm a wine connoisseur and I want options. So I want to learn more about this wine.
That's
Awesome,
perfect.
awesome.
Perfect.
Kathy, why did you hop onto the call today? What was interesting about it for you?
Well, I love wine. And during COVID, I managed to put a few pounds on. I imagine I'm alone in that department.
Only
But
you, no one else.
so, so when I saw this and I saw, well, it looks like I could have some wine and it wouldn't have all that sugar in it. And so here I am.
Awesome, awesome. And we do have a late addition, Sherry. Thanks for joining us. Welcome. Would you be open to sharing why you chose to join us on the call today?
Hi, sure. Mostly I just wanted to connect. Just learned about the group 2 or 3 weeks ago, and this is really the first time I've figured out how to get to something. And
Congratulations.
thank you. It is quite an accomplishment at this point. And so, a nice fun topic as well. And I don't drink a lot of wine, but I'm always interested to learn something new.
Excellent. Awesome. So, Lynn, tell us a little bit about this whole idea of clean crafted wine. I mean, what does that even mean?
Okay, clean crafted is actually trademarked. So it is not just two words put together to mean it's clean. Okay, it is a process that we go through. And it all started similar to what Dee was saying. We have a lawyer, or we call a recovering lawyer by the name of Sarah Shadnix, who founded our company. And she was going through a course in to become a sommelier or a wine educator. And she was getting headaches from the wine. And she thought, there's got to be something up with this. It's not just, the sulfites in the wine. And she went digging deeper, because you take a bottle of wine and you look at the label, it doesn't tell you what's in there. They don't tell you what's in there. So she went on a mission, and her mission found that, let's say, organic wines, just like organic vegetables, they're just, checking the grapes. They don't know what happens to the grapes after that, right? And she found out a number of different things that are going into wines, like furosinides and dyes and additives to speed the fermentation process. Lots of additives, and up to 250 different things that you don't want, like weed killer, can be in your wine. So people will say, well, it's the sulfites that are giving me a headache. Well, not necessarily. It could be one of the other additives in the wine, but they're not going to be on the label. And wines aren't always vegan, because some wineries use animal products or fish products for fertilizers, for example. So they're not always going to be vegan, and they're not always going to be organic, and they're not always going to be clean if they say they're clean, because they're not regulated. But ours is stamped clean crafted, and we test it at the picking process, and we test it at the bottling process. So it's assured to be clean of anything but the grapes and natural sulfites that are in there. So when it comes down to it, our wines are lower in sugar, because no sugars are added. And sugar can give people reactions as well. And Robin, you mentioned eating cleaner, and I'm sure you're lower sugar diet, you're trying to avoid things like that. Well, I think a lot of us know that sugar can really cause a lot of problems if you're ingesting a lot of sugar. Well, some wines can have up to 16 grams of additional sugar. That's like a donut, right?
Wow.
But the label isn't going to say that it has it, because it's not regulated that way. So we assure you that we do not add that. And our little tasting card will say, for example, this is the one I'm going to show you today. This is our unoaked Chardonnay. It is 0.05 of residual sugar. I mean, it's a very low residual sugar, and all of our wines will give you the residual sugars, which most wines do not give you on the label.
Wow.
So, the fact that it is a process, it's all hand vented, it takes longer. It's like a handcrafted process. So it's made greenly, like environmentally friendly. It's all picked right before dawn, so that the bees and the insects are not disrupted. So therefore, no spraying is required. So it's a multiple different things are thought of in this process.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. So I did this setup because this is what I would normally do for a tasting. And Dina said, oh, I wanted to see what other wines you had available.
Mhm.
We work with small vineyards and wineries throughout the world, and they have to adhere, they have to be organic or biodynamic, and then they have to adhere to all the clean crafted standards. So they go through the testing. And I would normally set up 4 bottles of wine going from light to heavy, and then pour, from each glass, and everyone would have a chance to taste.
Awesome. How are you doing that virtually nowadays?
Well, the way you can do it virtually, it can be creative. Everyone can just order some wine and then we can all meet back on Zoom. Or there's a way that I can do little cups, like do little pours, seal them in cups, like 4 different cups into a little baggie. And then everyone has that at home. And then number 1, pour it in your glass, do it that way. So that way it can be done too. But we've also been doing physically distanced in the backyard during the day. And that works too, because I bring individual glasses and we write the names on the stem. So it's all very safe because, we're doing a safe pour per glass. And then, nobody's really touching anything.
Excellent. And Julian is over here on our Facebook page. Facebook group. She says, "That's awesome, Lynn. Love that it has so little sugar."
Right. It just is the natural sugars that develop through the fermentation process and the natural sulfites that would. And our wines, just as an example, if you wanted measurement per measurement, our wines have about up to 50 parts per billion sulfites I guess it's per liter, I guess they measure it. And an example of a mass-produced wine would have approximately up to 350 parts per billion.
Yikes.
So the variation there, you're talking about, there's a big variation. I mean, and again, there's no way to sit there and measure, which mass-produced wine are you talking about or whatever. You just know what you're getting when you're buying this. It's because it's guaranteed.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So tell us a little bit more about the wines that you have on your table. They look very interesting.
All right, well, this is a go-to, and this is the one that Dina tried, I think. This is our Fieldhouse White Blend. It used to be a blend of the Viognier grape with something else, and I think it was a Chardonnay grape, but now because they adjusted it over time, the recipe, and I say over time, we just turned 3, so we're really not that old. The Viognier grape is so delicious on its own. That's what this is, 100% Viognier grape. It's extremely drinkable. It's fruit forward, very clean finish. You can ask Dina. Dina, tell me what you thought of this one. I'd really like to hear it from someone else who tasted it.
Sure. So I brought it to a dinner. So there were 4 of us that had it and we all loved it. And one thing I was excited about bringing it is that the other wife is vegan. So I was very happy to be able to bring this vegan wine. And it has just this depth taste to it, which I loved. And it did not have, and it has a lightness to it. It's so unique. It has this lightness, but depth to the taste, which you normally do not see in a regular wine, like a white.
Well, that's what I liked about it too, because it's not just a normal, most people get stuck on Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnays, et cetera, but because it's handcrafted, the way they are hand vinted, it really gets the flavors out. And I've been with the company for about 2 months now, 6 weeks. So, still learning, but the process that they go through really makes the taste unique. So in order to, this is one that I've tasted with multiple groups, and it's rare that anybody doesn't like it. The only people that are going, well, it's not my favorite, are the people who like those buttery Chardonnays. And if anybody likes a buttery Chardonnay, I think you can understand what I'm saying. If you go with a fruit forward wine, you're like, well, it's not my favorite, but you're probably not saying, ew, I don't like it. So then when we taste this fruit forward, nice, light, bright wine, it's not sweet. It doesn't have a sweet finish. It's just clean. Then this is what a pour looks like. Then I move to this unoaked Chardonnay. And what I love about our Chardonnays is unoaked means that it's fermented and aged in a steel barrel, so it doesn't take on the oakiness of the barrel. So there are oak barrels, there are ceramic eggs, and oak can be French oak or California oak. And we have Chardonnays at all different stages. So this is the lightest, and this is what a pour would be. It's not going to cooperate with me right now. I'm going to taste it for you just a little bit. And this is going to be your lightest Chardonnay, but I love the fact that it describes it. You can go to our website and it will tell you, you click on the wine and you know exactly what you compare it with, exactly what it's going to taste like, and how long it was aged in each barrel. They'll go from stainless steel, 3 months in French oak. So it's something that if you know that you like Chardonnay, you know which one you're probably going to like based on the description, because I'm talking to wine lovers here. So Robin, what is your favorite wine to drink?
In terms of white wine, I am a Chardonnay. I prefer dry. And red, I really like a good Cabernet and Merlot.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe
so if you were to go to the site, I would direct you more toward a Chardonnay that had been aged more in the French oak, so that you would get that dryness, that oakiness, and maybe a little bit of that buttery finish that a stronger Chardonnay would. And then we'd move on to this lovely middle Jane Pinot Noir, and then we move on to this Cabernet is delicious. It's Gallant Cabernet, and it's got a juicy fruit forward with a strong, it's got a little bit of tobacco at the end, but really delicious, strong finish so that it lingers. You know that you're tasting a nice, full-bodied wine. And that's the order that we would taste, but we have wines from Italy, France, Chile, and all over California and Oregon. So, we are working with the small farms, supporting their businesses, and that kind of makes us feel good too, that we're working with small families who have been in business for a while.
Can I share something?
Yes.
Too. I really like the fact that the wines are, I think, relatively priced well. And I think that's important. So we're hearing all these things and people might be thinking, oh boy, how much is that bottle of wine going to cost me? And I'll tell you, the bottles of wine that I got were like $24. You would go into any package store and find bottles of wine for $24. So that's something that I really like too, is it wasn't an astronomical cost. I mean, I've gone to other wine tasting places and the bottles were, far more expensive. So that was something that I also liked, just being budget conscious. So.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Dina. Yeah, our wines are priced, starting, actually this one I think is we call this our bookbinder's apprentice. I think this is even 16 or 19 to start with. And this is a nice red wine blend. We have a number of blends, etc. But it's a friendly website. I love to work with people to select wines based on their tastes, because I think that's so important that people who, say, oh, I love a Sauvignon Blanc. Well, it's so nice to branch out and know that you're going to get a wine that has the flavors that you like, but might be a little bit different, right? And it's about exploring and knowing. And back to what Dr. Davia was saying, people are aware of their health, right? And I watched a documentary on, alcohol and health the other day. And, sure, red wine is going to give you your best health benefits because of the resveratrol, sylvestrol, and flavonoids, things like that it has in it. But if you are drinking a glass or two, for social reasons, and you're not getting the extra sugar or anything else in it, this is why I turned to this company to turn on my platform, because I felt if I can, provide a resource for people to turn to something healthier and it's guaranteed, that means something. There's a standard there, standard of excellence that I can stand behind.
Awesome. So let's see. If we go around the room and you tell us what your favorite type of wine is, maybe Lynn can make a suggestion of one from her collection that might be a good fit for you. So let's see. Let's start with Dee.
I like Riesling and Chardonnay.
Well, we have Rieslings, but we have a number of Chardonnays. So what type of Chardonnay do you like?
Oh, that's a good question. That is a good question. So my husband normally buys them. I think I like the drier, clean finish one.
Okay, well then we have the perfect Chardonnay for you. I always look it up in my book and I say what's available, because every week we're coming out with new wines. So every Wednesday we have new releases, which is a lot of fun too. And I would say this wouldn't be your Chardonnay, because this is an unoaked Chardonnay, and most Chardonnay drinkers definitely want something fuller. So we have a Fiddleneck Chardonnay, a Greeter Chardonnay, a Gallivant, and a Fieldhouse, and it would depend on your price range. And what I would recommend is, checking out the website and seeing which one appeals to you.
Yes.
Because I think it's fun to do that. But if you said creamy, the Gallivant is probably your wine.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Awesome. I love how we're just putting you on the spot, Lynn. This is great. So Sherry,
Yeah, why not?
do you have a favorite type of wine, Sherry?
Well, I've sampled a lot. I'm interested in a recommendation on a red, because I tend to not like reds. I don't like dry and oaky, but I've had a Pinot Noir that just was a lot. I don't know. It tasted good. I don't even have the words to describe why I liked that. But again, I know I don't like the dry and the oak flavors in most reds I've ever had.
Gotcha. Well, if you're looking, this is a delicious red. This Middle Jane Pinot Noir has lots of ripe berries in the front and a clean, bright finish. It doesn't finish strong, so it doesn't linger and have that heaviness at the end. So that probably sounds like a good red for you. The other type of red that it sounds like you would like is, and I'm going to crucify the name, it's a Carignan. It's spelled Carignan, and it's a new grape that's grown in Chile. We just highlighted it, and I put it out on a video yesterday. And it's similar to this, might have a little bit more body to it, but it might be one that you might like to try after the Pinot Noir.
Cool. Thanks.
Excellent.
Something
I was
fun.
thinking that, you know, what we haven't had a the last time we had a ladies power lunch girls night out was when Robin did her girls night inward for us. And that was what, like April? It's been a while. So I think we're due. I think we are definitely due. We have been doing every single one of our events online because, you know, of the quarantine situation and because of COVID. But I like your idea, Lynn, of us going on and maybe contacting you and seeing what a good wine for us would be, and then making our order, and then we all get together and we can discuss what we like and that sort of thing. So I don't know if you guys are in. I'm in for planning it. It's really just up to you guys and what you want to do, but I'm very open to being a part of that and making that the next ladies power lunch girls night out that we do. So all in
I would
favor.
absolutely love, I love introducing these wines to people because I think Robin maybe said it well. Maybe some of these wines that she's finding aren't really, how have they been tasting? The ones that are saying they're clean or organic, have they been?
They're okay. I found one. I noticed the ones that are lower price point aren't anything special. There's a boutique wine store in Dallas that I went to the other day, and I found a really good sparkling Pinot Grigio, and that was excellent.
We do have a decent list of sparklings as well that are absolutely delicious. But, you know, again, you don't know what you're getting in it, but you're searching and you're searching and you're searching. Here we have one place for you to go, which I love, but the trial and error. And we have, just so you know, a do the right thing guarantee. So if you were to order something and you said, I'm not really sure I like it, they put the money back in your account. They don't even make you send it back. So they really stand by their product. And that really means a lot to me. I tested it all out before I even decided to partner with the company because I felt the integrity was important.
Excellent. I love that. So it seems like almost everybody is in for a ladies' night out for a ladies' power lunch. And Hannah is over on the Facebook group. She says, I'm in as long as it's in the evening. Yes, Hannah, we'll do it in the evening. A couple of people joined us. Pamela joined us. Don joined us. We have Julian also over on the Facebook group. So what are you giving away for free today, Lynn?
I'm giving a Celebrate the Everything gift box. It's 2 bottles of wine, 2 red, 2 white, or a white and a red. And these are our birthday set. Now it's valued at $50, but in many of the sets, one of the bottles costs by itself about $35. So it's a really great value, but I will have it shipped to you for free. It's yours. So whoever wins gets to contact me and say, we'll chat about which choice you want, and it'll be shipped off to your house.
That sounds fantastic.
How's that for a gift?
I think that's fantastic. I love it. Anybody thinks that's a horrible gift? I don't know. I think it's great. So it's Pam's birthday today. So
Birthday, Pam.
Maybe she might be our big winner. You never know. So I'm not going to go pull out my spinning wheel today because it's like I'm packing for Ladies Power Lunch for our fall summit. And so I showed you guys pictures of my office yesterday. It was crazy with bags. It is still crazy with bags. So
I want to add one more thing, just so everybody knows. We actually do also have a wine club that is like crazy good, where it's like you can do 4 bottles, 6 bottles, 12 bottles, and you can ship every month, you can ship every other month, you can ship quarterly, you can stop anytime you want, and there's no fee. And shipping's free. So I've never heard of a wine club that's that flexible. So I just wanted to share that input because I really feel that that's a great way to get a variety of different wines without having to spend a lot of extra money.
So great price point and clean crafted, and we're supporting local vintners and small business owners, which is what we are all about. We're all about supporting small business.
Environmentally friendly.
Environmentally friendly. You get a money back guarantee. They taste good. They have less sugar. I'm just telling you all the things that I got from what you were saying just now. So I don't know. It sounds like a win to me. And of course, we have the amazing Lynn to guide us through, because I have to admit, I am not an expert when it comes to wine. I just know what I like. So we have we have Dina, Robin, Kathy, Sherry, Julian, Hannah, Dawn, and Pamela joining us today on our call. And so would you, Lynn, choose a number from 1 to 9?
5.
And our winner is, oh my gosh, Sherry, your very first day joining us, and you are the big winner. I'm so excited. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Sherry. Reach out to me.
Welcome to our group. Congratulations. So glad you're able to join, and we look forward to hearing so much more about you and your business. Feel free to, post in the Facebook group and stay connected, and reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns. But we're happy you're here, and we're all winners. So what we're all going to do is we're going to reach out to Lynn and have her help us choose the wines that are best for our palates, and then we're going to get together. Lynn and I will sort out the details of when, and we'll have our ladies power lunch evening event that has been so long in coming. Like, I can't believe the last time we did one was in April. That's quite a while. Thanks everybody for joining us today. Thank you, Lynn, for hopping on. If you haven't as yet gotten your ticket for the Ladies Power Lunch Fall Summit, which is coming up on September 21st, then I invite you, please go over to the Eventbrite page and purchase your ticket there. And if you would like to get a discount on your ticket, just put in the code Robin, because Robin has the hookup to get you a discount. Have a great weekend, guys. It was wonderful to see all of you, and thank you, Lynn, for being so kind and sharing with us today. Bye, everyone.
Bye.